Good day, everyone. Today we will be discussing a very important topic in crop protection, which is a discussion all about weeds. Okay. Now, weeds are very important because weeds can definitely affect the yield and productivity of your farm. And controlling them is a way for us to make sure that we are producing efficiently and that we are producing good quality and producing abundantly. Yan. So what is weed? Okay, ano ba kasi ang weed? Sa madaling salita, ang weed is unwanted plants. Okay? These are plants that you do not want in your farm. And since tumutubo sila sa farm mo, hindi mo nga sila gusto doon, they compete with your crop. And they therefore compete with the nutrients, with the resources na kailangan ng iyong halaman. And sometimes, these weeds, they outcompete your crops. Ibig sabihin, mas malakas pa silang kumain ng mga resources versus yung main crop mo. So they tend to get more light, they tend to get more water, they tend to get more nutrients. At the same time, itong mga weeds na to, they can harbor pests and diseases. And because of that, kapag malapit sila sa mga halaman, sa main crop mo, they could also affect your main crops, economically speaking. Kasi once they get these pests and diseases, ipinapasa nila yan sa iyong halaman. Now, what's really tricky about weeds is that they are very adaptable and they are very, very good at surviving. For example, yung ating cogon grass, they have this ability to thrive kahit na very harsh yung conditions. Another one is your barnyard grass. Your barnyard grass is also very strong. They are yung survivability nila mataas kahit na hindi ganun kaganda yung environmental conditions nila. So, weeds are very important. Kailangan natin siyang pag-aralan in order to know how are we also going to protect our crops against this unwanted plant. Now, in relation to weeds, kinaklasify natin siya, first off, according to its life cycle. The first one, we call annual weeds or we call annuals. These are weeds that completes their life cycle in 1 year. Okay? So anong example ng ating annual weeds? We have our jungle rice or our Echinocloa colonna, right? So this weed is very common in rice paddies and they complete their life cycle within one single cropping season. Kaya siya kasama sa annual weed. Another example is your Digitaria or your crabgrass. Common name is crabgrass. Okay? This one is an annual grass that thrives sa mga open vegetable fields. It also completes yung kanilang life cycle in 1 year, and more than likely they germinate in warm temperatures and they quickly spread out. Another classification of your weeds by life cycle is what we call naman as biennials. Kung ang annuals, they complete their life cycle in 1 year, not necessarily exactly 1 year, basta in a year, meron silang they grow in one cropping season. Meron ka namang tinatawag na biennials na kailangan nila ng 2 years para makumpleto yung kanilang life cycle. So what are some examples of biennials? We have our bull thistle or our Cirsium vulgare. Okay? Now, these weeds, nagpo-form sila ng flowers and leaves in their first year. Tapos, in their second year, nagpo-form sila ng flowering stalk. Okay? This weed, this one, okay? They are known, the bull thistle are known for having very sharp spines. Kaya very troublesome din sila sa mga lupain natin kasi bukod sa they compete with your crop, mahirap din silang i-control kasi may mga tusok-tusok sila that allow them to protect themselves against you pulling them out. Right? Another example of biennial weed is your wild carrot or your Daucus carota. Right? Now, in the first year, ang wild carrot mo, they also produce rosette of leaves. Tapos, on its second year naman, nagpuproduce siya ng mga flowering stalks. Okay? And you can see that there's white umbrella-shaped flowers at the top. So this one is also a biennial weed because it completes its life cycle within 2 years. Now, why is wild carrot called wild carrot? Kasi ang wild carrot, yan ay close ancestor ng ating domesticated carrot ngayon. So very similar yung kanilang botanical characteristics, except for the fact na medyo oldies, kumbaga, kasi nga ancestor itong wild carrot. Yung taproot ng wild carrot is similar in appearance to the taproot of our common carrot to this day, although mas maliit lang and it's generally white and generally walang lasa. Ayan. So this is an example of biennial weeds. And of course, we have annual weeds, completes its life cycle in 1 year. We have biennial, which needs 2 years. Meron naman tayong perennials, which lives for more than 2 years. And ano yung mga example natin ng ating perennial weeds? We have our cogon grass. Diba? Now, this is a highly aggressive perennial weed and napaka-extensive ng root system nito. Kumbaga, umiilalim talaga sa lupa, malalim talaga, kaya ang hirap-hirap din niyang i-control. Another type of perennial weed is your dandelion or your Taraxacum officinale, right? These are often found hindi lang sa field nyo, but minsan nakikita din natin to kahit nasa gilid ng kalsada, right? Malalim din ang taproot ng dandelion. So yung main root na nasa gitna, napakalalim din yan. Kaya it is also very difficult to control this. At the same time, napakadaling si dandelion, madali niyang na-disperse yung kanyang seeds. Why? Because their seeds are light and it can be dispersed by wind. So siguro nung bata ka, may mga dandelion kang nakikita sa daan, tapos kukunin mo yan, mag-wish ka, tapos ibublow mo, you are now contributing to the dispersal of the seeds of the dandelion kapag ginawa mo yon. Another example of a perennial weed is your Cyperus rotundus or your purple nutsedge. Okay? Now, this is a troublesome perennial weed also in the Philippines, and mostly ang ini-infest nito ay mga sugarcane and vegetable crop fields. Okay? So this one is your purple nutsedge or your Cyperus rotundus. Now, it's also very difficult to control this one kasi ang Cyperus rotundus, it propagates itself asexually using underground tubers. So later on, makikita natin yung dalawang klase ng reproduction sa weeds. We can also classify our weeds. Kanito is classification by life cycle, but we can also classify our weeds through its morphological types. So the first one would be grasses. What are grasses? Yan ay mga monocotyledonous plants. So ibig sabihin, iisa lang yung cotyledon nila. Very narrow ang kanilang leaves, parallel ang veins, and, hindi ko na isulat dito, kapag kumuha ka ng cross-section ng kanilang stalk, bilog and hollow. Yun ang grasses. Okay? Kapag kumuha ka ng cross-section, kumari hinati mo yan, yung kanilang stalk, ang makikita mong shape is bilog and hollow. So what are some examples of your grass weeds? We have itchgrass or Rotbolia cochinchinensis. Right? So it is a common weed in your corn. It can reach to over 2 meters in height. Kaya naman, it can significantly shade out yung crops mo, yung main crop mo kapag hindi mo binantayan yung paglaki ng itchgrass. We also have barnyard grass and cogon. They are classified under grasses still. They both belong to the grass family. Narrow din ang leaves nila. They grow in dense patches. Ibig sabihin, kapag sila ay nag-grow sama-sama, more than likely magkakadikit pa. So, sama-sama na nga, magkakadikit pa, kapag inoveran nila yung halaman mo, hindi na makakakuha ngayon ng maayos na sunlight yung iyong main crop. So, that makes them very, very problematic as well. Now, yung kapatid ni grass, okay, we call it as sedges. So, we can classify morphologically weeds as sedges. Now, sedges, they are very, very similar to your grass. However, kapag kumuha ka ng cross-section doon sa stem ng sedge, hindi hollow and circular yung makikita mo, but rather triangular stem. Okay, yun lang yung pagkakaiba nila. Yung kanilang dahon is thin then and mahaba, it's vertical. But ang main difference sila is yung grass, kapag hinati mo yung kanyang stalk, ang cross-section na magpapakita sa iyo ay bilog. Whereas ang sedges, kapag kumuha ka ng cross-section ng kanyang stem, ang magpapakita is triangle shape. Okay? So what are some examples of your sedges? You have your small flower umbrella sedge or your Cyperus deformis. These are usually found in rice fields. They compete with your rice and they can actually grow in flooded conditions. So imagine, di ba, ang rice kailangan ng maraming tubig niyan. Itong small flower umbrella sedge, gustong-gusto niya rin ng maraming tubig. So it can thrive really well in wet environments and it can outcompete your rice by taking on yung excessive moisture na nasa lupa. Another example of your sedge is your purple nut sedge. So this is your small flower umbrella sedge, by the way, and this is your purple nut sedge. So we have discussed this already. Aggressive yan. It can create underground tubers that make it very difficult to eradicate. Kasi yung tubers na yun yung ginagamit niya in order to reproduce itself. So ang purple nut sedge, madalas yan nakikita sa corn, sa mga vegetable fields, and they have high survivability. They can thrive really well kahit na hindi ganun kaganda yung lupa or yung environment kung saan siya nakatanim. So, we now finished sedges, we now finished grasses. Ano naman kaya yung third classification according to morphological type? We call that as our broadleaf. Now, your broadleaf, they are dicotyledons. Kanina, ang grasses mo at sedges mo, monocotyledon, no? So, ito, dicotyledon, dalawa yung cotyledon niya. Ang dahon kanina sa grass and sedges, pahaba. Ito naman, wide, kaya nga siya broadleaf, okay? So, pa-wide yung kanyang dahon with net-like veins. And examples of this are your three-lobe morning glory. So, this one, okay? Your three-lobe morning glory is a common broadleaf weeds. Madalas nakikita rin ito sa mga vegetable lands, okay? And it can reduce yield by competing for space and nutrient dun sa halaman natin. Another example is yung ating pigweed, okay? Or amaranthus, right? This is very problematic in corn and vegetable fields. Pigweed is very problematic kasi it also produces thousands of seeds. And it is known for its ability na mabilis siyang lumago. And dahil mabilis siyang lumago, na-outcompete niya talaga yung main crop natin. Okay? So these are the two examples of broadleaf weeds. Now, one of the important characteristics of our weeds is its ability to robustly reproduce. That is why mahalaga rin na malaman natin paano ba nagre-reproduce yung ating mga weeds. So what are the two types of reproductive methods of weeds? We have sexual, of course, and we have asexual. When you say sexual, yan yung method of weed production kung saan nagpo-produce siya ng seeds. Okay? Like for example, yung ating barnyard grass. Now, this is a seed of a barnyard grass. A seed of a barnyard grass. Okay? One barnyard grass. So one plant can actually produce 40,000 seeds. And hindi lang yon. Kapag nag-produce ang barnyard grass mo ng seeds, yung seed na yan, it can remain viable for years in the soil. Ibig sabihin, nakocoveran yan ng hard coat, ng seed coat na matigas. Kaya dormant yung seed na yan, and kapag nagkaroon na ng condition kung saan pwede na siyang tumubo, tutubo na yan. So ang barnyard grass mo, hindi lang siya madaming mag-produce ng seeds, yung seeds pa niya matitibay. Right? Matitibay pa. Another form of weed reproduction is what we call as the asexual method of reproduction. This is when your weeds can produce through stolons, kapag runner yung weed mo. Okay? It can produce through rhizomes, it can produce to tubers, it can reduce to root fragments or other plant part fragments. For example, yung iyong purple nutsedge, kanina na example. Ang purple nutsedge, nagpuproduce yan ng tubers. Tapos yung tubers na yan, this one, yan yung ginagamit ng halaman to propagate itself. Ang kagandahan pa, well, in the perspective of the purple nutsedge, ang kagandahan pa nitong tubers na to is kahit na natil mo na yung lupa, right? Kayang-kaya niyang mabuhay. So kaya napakahirap din niyang kontrolin. So it is because of this that weed control of your purple nutsedge is very difficult, especially in upland corn cultivation. We also have another example of asexually producing weeds is your Bermuda grass, which are usually found in grazing areas. Yung Bermuda grass mo, they reproduce naman primarily through stolons and rhizomes. Okay? So kung saan, they will be forming dense, they will be forming or they will be growing in a dense area that are very hard to eradicate. So that's another example, yung ating Bermuda grass. Now, weeds, in relation to weed reproduction, we also have to know kung paano ba kasi kumakalat ang weeds. Paano ba nadi-disperse yung kanyang plant part or yung kanyang seeds, right? So, we will be talking about weed dispersal on the next slide. And weeds can be dispersed through wind, lalong-lalo na kapag yung seeds niyan or yung plant part niyan is lightweight, so magaan. It can travel long distances and it can establish quickly in open areas, katulad ng iyong dandelion. Now, some weeds, they can also be dispersed through water, katulad ng iyong water hyacinth, which are common in lakes and irrigation canals. Yan, kapag dumami yan, it can clog yung waterways, and kapag clinag niya yung waterways, it can actually compete with the water na kakailanganin ng rice mo if you are growing rice in that particular area. Another way that your weed can be dispersed is through its burrs. So what are burrs? Yan yung area ng mga weeds na madikit. So kung nung ikaw ay bata, madalas ako, when I was a child, madalas akong pumupunta sa mga masusukal na area, doon kami naglalaro, naghahanap ng spider. And after mong pumunta doon, mapapansin mo yung damit mo punong-puno ng mga nakadikit na plant parts sa iyo. So these are burrs, okay? So these are burrs, dumidikit yan sa tao, dumidikit yan sa hayop, and kapag naglalakad yung hayop, syempre, nadidisperse na rin yung kanyang seeds or yung kanyang lahi. So that's another form of weed dispersal. And of course, human itself can be a source of, it can be the reason kung bakit nadidisperse din itong mga weeds na to. For example, yung machinery nila, dumikit dun yung mga weeds, right? Yung mga tools na hindi nalinisan bago ilipat sa iba't ibang area ng farm. So these are some of the things that makes human beings a dispersing agent, especially when it comes to the growth and reproduction of our weeds. Another important facet that we need to understand when it comes to weed is paano ba natin ito kontrolin, right? So there are 4 different methods on how we can control weeds. First off, we can use cultural control, katulad ng crop rotation. For example, we can incorporate legumes and rice cropping system para ma-break yung weed cycle ng rice, for example. And it also improves soil fertility. It also improves soil fertility, and it could also control pests and diseases sa iyong halamanan. Another way, another cultural control to control your weed is through mulching. Okay, you can use plastic mulch para takpan yung lupa mo, or you can use rice straw mulch para takpan yung lupa mo. Kapag nakatakip yung lupa mo na yan, hindi yan tutubuan ng weed, hindi mag-germinate yung weed seed na nandun kasi hindi siya makakakuha, hindi siya makaka-obtain ng enough light for seed germination. Another one that you can use is to use cover crops. Okay? When you use cover crops, especially in your main crop, sinusuppress mo rin yung paglaki ng mga weeds na to, therefore ensuring na nakukuha ng main crop mo yung nutrient na para sa kanya, and lumalaki siya ng tama because of that. Okay? Another way to control weed is through mechanical control, such as you use tillage mechanism. You use your tractor to till the land kapag napansin mong may mga weed seedlings na nasa gitna ng iyong halaman. Okay? For some perennial weeds, though, ang hindi maganda when it comes to tillage is dahil perennial sila and matibay din yung mga plant parts nila, kapag tinil mo ng tinil yung lupa, it can actually spread out itong mga weeds na ito. Kapag perennial weeds such as your kugon, no? Another way to mechanically control your weeds is through mowing and cutting. So manually, nakita mo, napatubo na yung patubo na yung weeds, then pumunta ka dun sa farm, putulin mo, i-mow mo yung area na puno ng weeds. So that's a mechanical control of controlling your weeds. Siyempre, hindi mawawala yung mechanism of chemical control or yung paggamit natin ng herbicides. Katulad ng Butachlor. Now, Butachlor is commonly used in rice paddies to prevent the growth of barnyard grass. So, Butachlor po yung ginagamit natin na chemical dyan. Another one would be your glyphosate. Glyphosate naman is a selective herbicide to control yung mga weeds na nasa cornfield mo. So, that's another way to control weeds, although pinag-iingat lang tayo, of course, sa paggamit ng herbicides, kasi sometimes the herbicides might kill our main crop as well. And, of course, with regards to the sustainability issues that we have right now, ini-instruct yung mga farmers na maging sustainable sa pagpapatupad ng kanilang insect pest management protocols, or in our case, weed management protocols, na baka naman hindi natin kailangan gumamit ng chemicals. Baka naman pwedeng ma-solve yung problema sa weeds gamit ang other methods that do not involve chemicals. Because as we all know, chemicals has this really negative effect on our body kapag kinain naman na natin yung tanim na na-sprayan ng chemicals. And lastly, we can control weeds through the use of biological control. For example, in terms of natural enemies, itong gallfly na to, we also known as Sesidochares connexa or Sekidochares connexa, it can actually control the population of Siam weeds. Siam weeds is a very important or very destructive weed ng coconut. So kapag nagpalipad ka dyan or nag-release ka dyan ng gallfly, this gallfly will control the Siam weeds, and yung kapag nawala na yung Siam weeds, then it will help your coconut to better grow. So this is a biological control way to manage your weeds. You can also use pathogens. So for example, yung ating P. herbarum or Phoma herbarum. This is a fungal pathogen that is tested to control dandelion. So kapag infested ng dandelion yung halamanan mo, you can also use this Phoma herbarum, fungal pathogen, to control the population of dandelion. So that's it for the fundamentals or basics of weed science. I hope may nakuha kayo ditong information na makakatulong sa inyong exam. Thank you so much.